What's up, everybody? And today I'll be reviewing Live and Let Die. The first out of 7 outings of the Roger Moore James Bond films. I can say one of the first ones and one of the best ones, too. The first being and the best ones because, just with Moore's Bond, the castings of Jane Seymour as Solitaire, Yaphet Kotto as Dr. Kananga, aka Mr. Big, and David Hedison as Felix Leiter, and of course Geoffrey Holder as Baron Samedi, alongside Earl Jolly Brown as Whisper and Julius Harris as Teehee. I gotta say, it's a lot different. This one's a lot different from the source novel. In the source novel it sounds more like an Indiana Jones thing, where it's like where he's trying to keep Bond's trying to keep Captain Morgan's gold from getting hold by the Russians, and in the book, Mr. Big is a Russian agent / smuggler and all. On the book movie, he's a heroin kingpin / prime minister of San Monique, which you could almost say is the Wakanda of the Bond verse. And kind of like if you read the novel, you kind of see why they brought back David Hedison for License to Kill. Not only because he was the best of the Felix Leiters, in my opinion, but because in License to Kill, because of the whole deal in License to Kill, where he has the shark eats Leiter's leg. That has to do with because that's what happens in the novel of Live and Let Die. Is Bond finds him with his leg gone, and a note said he disagreed with something that ate him. And surprisingly, a lot of how the take on between the book and the film, because in the book was practically the most politically incorrect of the Bond novels. It was so politically incorrect. I almost thought John Jacks Ghost wrote it for a moment. Wow. Well, that's as far as I'm going to go without giving out too many spoilers on the book. But back to the movie, like I say, a lot of excellent action. A storyline of where it was this time, unlike the book where Bond's going after Captain Morgan's gold. Instead, it's investigating the murder of 3 fellow agents who one was killed in New York, New Orleans, and San Monique. And of course, with the epic storyline, and even talking about some epic action from his first appearance in America to San Monique and back to New Orleans and back to San Monique in the movie. And it starts with mishaps like, of course, when he's when Bond's going to New York and he's getting that cab ride from the CIA cab, and he to have Whisper shoot a poison dart from like the mirror from like that Cadillac he was in, and I'm just like, and that epic line of Leiter going, "Give me a make on a white Pimpmobile." And an excellent stunt by the legendary Joey Chitwood, which a lot of people wouldn't know unless you're like also race fans like yours truly. And of course, with that epic scene of Bond trying to take controls of a dead guy in the driver's seat and all, and only to wreck in that van unscathed and all, and And woof, now he just gets closer and closer and meets Mr. Big for the first time in that old line of names is for tombstones, baby. In solitaire, and he tricks her into losing her power and all. And oof, how about the film that made Jane Seymour a household name long before she was Dr. Quinn? And oof, and talk about some of the actions. That one of well, that was like the attempted snake in the bathroom deal, and the whole deal with Rosa Carver until he finds out that she's a Canadian agent, not Lighters. And of course with the whole Mrs. Bond line, and I'm just like, yeah, that was like a little weird given his wife, given Bond's wife was just killed 2 movies ago. And, we'll talk about that double decker scene, bus scene. I mean, talk about some epic chase for like some Smokey and the Bandit type shit long before Smokey the Bandit came out. It's kind of off topic, but imagine if Hal Needham directed a Bond film. Like I say, if Live and Let Die was directed by that, it would have been. You could almost swear it was Bond would have been driving a muscle, a Chevelle or Trans Am, and Jerry Reed would have been Felix Leiter. I mean, go off topic, but hey, kind of had to put some added humor in that one. Back to the film and oof, talk about that double decker scene, and I'm just like, I was always just reminded when it comes to double decker buses. I'm surprised a British filmmaker hadn't tried to make a British version of Speed, because they're like, oh wait, there's a bomb on the bus, governor. That's as far as I'm gonna go. I'm back to Live and Let Die. I gotta say, one of the most epic chases for Bond films. I mean, I mean, 007 can maneuver a double decker bus like he's in Tokyo Drift or something. And talking about how he goes on that bridge and takes down takes down that cop car, and then after escaping from Dr. Kanenga's lair with solitaire, and dodging a helicopter and Monique police and all, and oof. And also got to mention some other difference of the book and all, because in the book, Quarrel and Stringways were in the not in the but of course Stringways was first guy to die. That's as far I can say that for the Doctor No review, and on Quarrel, because book order, it was Live and Let Not Die. The book came before Doctor No the book, unlike the movies, because in the book, because it explains how in the movie you get Quarrel Jr. for some reason. Never really explained much connection to him. And we'll talk about some of the New Orleans scenes, like the beginning when they do like that funeral deal and all, and they get the of Agent Hamilton who got stabbed by that Kananga guy, and then they pick up his corpse, and then they do that party's funeral deal that Louisiana's known for, and oof, and talk about the club deal when Bond puts two and two together after he's at the club with Leiter and that woman doing her cover of Live and Let Die, and we'll talk about the airport and how that maneuverability of how he just moved that plane with Mrs. Bell, that scene. And, oof, talk about how they outmaneuvered them and all them cars, and Talk about how badass that scene was. And of course, and I know y'all looking forward to this one, the boat chase. Now I can say one of the greatest boat chases in film history. I mean, and old Sheriff J.W. Clifton James is being Sheriff J.W. and he's chases down that Kananga goon, and it just taunts him. And I was like, surprised that funny scene where he did like I got a Ben Hur down here doing 95 minimum. I'm surprised he didn't, being a Southerner, didn't mention Bobby Halson or Richard Petty or something like that. Or, and then only to have one of those goon cars plow into the sheriff's car, and then he t- runs off for the state troopers and try to intercept Bond and those guys. Only to have that same Kananga goon that JW tried to pull over, wound up taking out his brother-in-law and stealing that boat, and after Bond tries to gets hit by boat gets hit by Pepper's gun, and then has to jack another boat, and then woof. Man, all the badassery that scene came around, and of course the final showdown, and talking about with Bond trying to rip off Dr. Dirty Harry with the 44 Magnum. I mean, talking about it would be awesome if more used that all throughout the other Bond movies and all. Kind of like, and yeah, you should have packed some extra cylinders too, boy. Because yeah, when he thinks he finally take down Baron Samedi and the Snake guy who kills Agent Dawes at the beginning of the movie. And of course, the final showdown, and he always did have inflated opinions of himself, which of course I rate this movie as you damn right, it's a 5 out of 5. I mean, the best soundtrack, best theme song in a Bond movie, some of the most epic action, excellent character development, excellent casting. I mean, even if you're not a Bond fan, I recommend it. I mean, and one I can say is the better of the Roger Moore films, and of course, which is fitting because, and surprisingly, the only one that did not have Q in any form of in this film. Although the Magnet Watch is pretty badass and all, especially when he's trying to escape and then walking on the gators and all, and then right before the boat chase, after the whole Dr. Kananga knocks him out and says, "Take him to the farm." I mean, talk about. I mean, like I said, Live and Let Die is a 5 out of 5. I mean, I hope y'all enjoy. Give me like this video, subscribe, and tell me what you want me to review next, and I might do it. I'll appreciate any recommendations. Enjoy, people.